Welcome back to Chiefs Out West. We are your host, Kia.
The massacre is on Butch Davis.
We are here to celebrate and brag and, shit on a lot of Ravens fans for a little bit, but Chiefs blow out the Baltimore Ravens 34-20 on Monday Night Football. Woo! Butch, we had a lot of doubters. So many people voted against us. They were going Ravens both like so deep. And what happened? The Super Bowl showed up. How do you feel, man?
This is vindication. It's not just so much that we won, because we predicted the Chiefs to win, or at least I did. So I don't know about y'all. Like, I cared about that. What I care about most is the way that the Baltimore Ravens have had their whole identity stripped from them. And look, I love bringing on our special guests. Anybody who saw the last video, they saw our good friend Chris Chisler come on. He had a lot of great things to say about the Baltimore Ravens. I really appreciated his time, but you could hear in the way he was describing what he thought the Ravens were and how he thought this game would go, just how high their expectations were set, and to have it crushed the way it was, to figure out that they're not only not the best team in the league, but that they are so far away from being everything that they thought they were going to be this year. That's the most satisfying part.
Oh, oh, man. You know what? Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes, Butch. Um, this guy loves primetime games. Like, no, there is no game that's bigger than him. Like, not just Patrick Mahomes, but this offense showed up. Andy Reid showed up. Eric Bieniemy, everyone showed up today. And I was kind of worried at one point. I was like, don't give away too many plays, please. No, it's too many plays. But Ravens, had no answer for him. What did you think about them, and like what was so great about this offense on Monday?
Well, can't say that I saw that coming. Okay, that was something else. I don't think, can we recall the last time Andy went this deep into the playbook this early? I can't even think of it. Not even 2017 opening up against New England after they won the Super Bowl that year. Do I think the playbook opened up quite this much? Andy knew that Baltimore was going to shoot their complete shot. On defense, that was everything they had. That was all the schemes they had cooked up. That was all the coverages that they could run behind it. Those were all the blitzes and exotic looks and the ins and outs that they could possibly dial up in one game. That was it. They're cooked after that. But the beauty of it is that Andy understood this, and he gave us enough of an A-plus call sheet to beat all of those looks. Who does it better than Baltimore? Who does better disguising than Baltimore? Who runs better stuff than Baltimore? Come on, man. Not even New England. Not even Belichick. I'll put that on the line, too. I don't even think Belichick has the personnel and the vision to be able to do what Wink Martindale did. So at first I'm kind of I wouldn't say I'm upset. I was surprised that we went this far, but look at where it got us. Look at where the rest of the league has to prepare and digest for now. That was necessary to be able to beat them. I'm not sure if it was necessary. It was necessary to embarrass them. And I'm glad we embarrassed them, so I'm glad we pull all that out there. There's a lot to digest, man. There is just way too much to digest. That was the single best performance I have seen as a Chiefs fan, and I have been a Chiefs fan for a long time. Wow.
Exceptional performance. And part of me kind of feels that because now we only have one team that gets the first round bye, that these kind of games we have to come playing 100%, and we got to make sure we win it so we get that first round bye. So overall, great performance. But man, one stat that does come out to me, Butch, and you can comment a little bit more after this, is that the offensive line allowed zero sacks in the game. Special thanks to, obviously Mahomes getting it out quickly and people getting open. But man, they played an exceptional game, especially in the pass game. Who do we have to thank in that?
Everyone, man. I mean, everyone from the offensive line to Patrick Mahomes fixing the problems from the week before by stepping up in the pocket to Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher, who had bounce back games against a man pass rush. Everybody got involved in this. We talked about in the pregame video the Chiefs need to have answers for their questions. You hear that, you go on ESPN, you hear that answers question dichotomy. That's what we saw on Monday. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that they were going to try to send exotic blitz packages, different looks at Patrick Mahomes to try to confuse him. So what did Andy do? What did the offensive line do? Even without Andrew Wiley, I'm praying for Andrew Wiley. Obviously got sick before the game, had to bring in Mike Rimmers. I didn't hear Mike Rimmers' name call all game long. It seems like he folded in just perfectly. Great foresight by Brett Veach getting that signing. Great job by Andy Heck and the offensive line coaches. Great job, Patrick Mahomes. Great job, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy. That's a total team effort to take a team who really thought they knew what they were doing on defense and in the way we did.
This offensive line is really gelling together, and they're gelling at a great time. They're so aggressive and so mean, and I love it. And I love that we're playing with our third string right guard, and we're still able to kind of still play at a high level. Kudos to them. Great job with them. And overall, like the receivers, everyone played their part. I love the stats that no one goes above 100 yards, but we still, dominate this team. And no one had a huge game, obviously, except Patrick Mahomes. But it just shows you how many playmakers we have on this team, and it's freaking scary. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like really happy about them. I mean, anything you have to say about our playmakers?
I mean, what more is there to say? Just go run back the tape, man. There's no defense for some of this stuff. That touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, what's Marcus Peters supposed to do? The ball is right there perfectly in his hands. Pat couldn't have handed it to him better. There's nothing Marcus can do about that. There's something he could have done when he got caught peeping in the backfield on, again, Tyreek Hill on a two-man route, and McCole Hardman burns him 49 yards behind the back of his head. Deshaun Elliott looking over at Marcus Peters like, bro, that's your deep third. What you doing back here? I mean, their heads were spinning, absolutely spinning. That was crazy. That was supposed to be the best team in the league. We just destroyed like that? No, bro. Can't be.
and that's a good segue to go to the Ravens defense. Whoa, just like you said, just about embarrassed. Honestly, they look so confused. I mean, I looked confused. I was just like, who has the ball? Is he going left? Is he going right? And one thing that I did like bringing up Marcus Peters is that they not only confused at him, but I loved how I felt like they were really aware of where he was on the field, especially when you catch the ball. Like if I saw Watkins one or two times just quickly get to the ground and not risk the fact that you have Marcus Peters getting that chance to rip out the ball. That being said, let's go to the Chiefs defense now, who we all think should at least deserve so much credit and be talked about, one of the top 10 defense, if not the top 5 defense, in my opinion. What stuck out to you the most about this Chiefs D?
They have their number. They have Baltimore's number. They know what to do against these guys. It was the same game plan basically from 2018 with a couple of different twists in their pressure package because they were able to unleash all-out pressure numerous times in a row on Lamar. And the things that we thought would come to fruition came to fruition. You go back, people need to go back and watch week 1 and week 2 for Baltimore because those were dominant wins. But when you're looking for weaknesses in their game, it became obvious. Like against Houston, especially early in the game, they lost on pass rush. Across their offensive line, they couldn't handle interior pressure. And Charles Omenihu and J.J. Watt, they got in a little bit on Tyree Phillips and DJ Fluker. Now, I looked at it, I was like, I made notes. I was like, look, they're getting there. What is Chris Jones going to do to these guys? Are they going to really be prepared for week 3 when Chris Jones, fast forward to Monday night, Chris Jones, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a turnover. That was easy to see. Week 1 against Cleveland. Yeah, they're completing passes over the top, but a lot of those passes are wide open. There's no pressure on them. What happens when we apply pressure on them? How will Lamar respond? And it's the same thing. We have the offense to put points on them when we put points on them, the other side of the ball, they don't have the juice, man. And when they don't have the juice, when they can't stick to what they do, and they ask Lamar to drop back 11 personnel, start throwing the ball around the yard to subpar pass catchers, they're playing right into our hands, and they did it again. We got them.
I mean, it was just a phenomenal performance by the defensive line. What I loved, there was this one play where, they allowed Lamar Jackson to kind of go to the side and try to make plays with his legs and then pass it at the end. But what I love, it was Taco and was Frank Clark. They didn't let him escape. They're like, we're gonna keep you in this pocket so you can't have anywhere to go. And Frank Clark freaking dove for him and tackled him down. That that just showed to me that they just knew how to handle him because he's quick. Lamar Jackson is super fast, like he can just run past you, but they just had his number. And like you said, the interior defensive line really worked them out, and it gave him so many problems to the point where Lamar Jackson he had an empty. I mean, how many throws? Like 2 or 3 passes where the guys were wide open, and he either missed them, he passed it behind them, or he almost got it and intercepted. They got in his head, and it's like you said, we have their number. These Chiefs know Lamar Jackson, and he knows it. He knew it from the moment the game started. You could just tell. Man, it was just great to see. But I love this team. What can I say?
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, they're the unsung heroes, this defense. And then you sit back, I think when people previewed this game, they didn't think to themselves, all they thought was Lamar's offense. Oh, look what he did week 1, look what he did week 2, and how quick they are, how physical and stuff. That's what football is being tough and physical and moving people off the line and running the football. And then when that doesn't happen, when you spend all week as an offense, you're designing the game plan, and the game plan doesn't work, the plays don't work, and what do you have? What's plan B? The Chiefs have plan B. If the plan B is we're down and we need to chuck it 50 times to get back into the game, we can do that. But that's where we are most comfortable. Lamar's not there, and they knew it early. As soon as they go back and ask, I'm sorry, Ravens fans, you knew this, you saw it. Once the second quarter got done, once it got to about 20-10, that's when Ravens fans were like, oh, wait, it's happening again. It's Tennessee all over again. It's Kansas City, week 3 last year, all over again. They start getting nauseous. Lamar started feeling it. He's on the sidelines again, on the bench, looking at what the offense is doing. He's not even worried about the next possession. He's looking at what the Chiefs offense is doing. Like, here we go, man. Nervous. Oh, they got nervous. They folded, bro. They folded like a lawn chair.
Huge shout out to Spags, and I love the blitzes that they were just bringing onto him. I was just like, this is just unfair to him. They just overall great team performance, great game plan, and it really showed. So let's just go to the Ravens defense. What is this now? What do we have an answer? Does the Spags put out the answer for all NFL teams in regards to how to play Lamar Jackson now?
I think Tennessee did. And it's much of the same thing. Like we had a chance at it. We did it pretty well in week 3 last year, only without the blitz pressure. Tennessee was able to sort of expand on it with the way they played the inside zone runs to the edge. And when you go back and watch this tape, watch Mike Dana of the Chiefs, because he had an excellent game. Mike Dana played the mesh, and he would go down and play like he's trying to get to the run. So his inside shoulder is shading the hole where Lamar is supposed to be reading the defensive end and potentially hand it off. When he reads Dana's shoulder going inside like he's getting ready to play the run, he pulls. That his read is the pull and run and try to get to the edge. Dana would condense down, show his shoulder, and slide, get himself to the edge, and it would force Lamar to widen. And when you widen out like that, your corners just have to step up and make a couple stops. Dan Sorensen did that. Willie Gay got about 9 snaps. He was getting to the edge. Anthony Hitchens had a better game this game and was able to get to the edge and sniff out plays. We just all around got better. It's exactly what we talked about in the pregame. The one thing that you can get better from week to week, 1 week changes, is tackling. And we got better in tackling. We perfected the game plan from Tennessee turned it on its head, did it better, and added pass rush. This is the formula to beat them.
It was just definitely like it seemed like everyone was ready to play. Yeah, the game plan was good, but it just seemed like everyone, this was the game that they wanted. They were pumped. And what I love about it is now the Chiefs primetime games are not this game to be nervous about. If you remember like year one with Mahomes, the slow starts in that primetime game against, Patriots, against the other teams, like slow starts. And now this primetime game has been something of a strength for them. Now, they just played in the Super Bowl. They have nothing to be nervous about. And now every single player steps up because they play for the Kansas City Chiefs. And do you know what? Kansas City Chiefs are the most intimidating team for Ravens now. It's just like the Patriots, how the Patriots were for all the other teams. They play them on primetime. They get so nervous. They don't know how to play them because it's the Patriots. Now, can we say this is the Kansas City Chiefs to be working with? Are we the one? Are we the team? Are we the new Patriots?
I want to say we're the new Patriots because we don't cheat and we actually pay our players. But I will say that we are the heel now. Like, we're the team that people are just sick of hearing about. They're sick of hearing about Patrick Mahomes. They're sick of the Chiefs winning on prime time. They're sick of the Chiefs blowing other teams out. They're sick of Mahomes getting shine over guys like, Russell Wilson and Josh Allen. They want somebody else new to be able to show up and I guess steal the day. And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Brett Veach and Andy Reid, they're not allowing that to happen. This is getting, I know it's early in the season. This is kind of crazy. Like, we're starting to approach a point where if we beat New England, like I think we're going to beat them, which is pretty convincingly, and we go into the later weeks of the season, we're able to stay healthy, we are talking about approaching Baltimore last year level of dominance. Patriots 2007 level of dominance. Maybe even 85 Bears only with offense level of dominance. I hate to push it too far, but we are seeing something this year that's just a little different. And it's because the defense is better than it was early last year.
Hey, I'm there with you. I just they're playing the right games at the right times, in the right primetime games, and it's just their level of confidence. And hey, listen, the Baltimore Ravens are still a really good team. Now, do they have, like you say, plan A, plan B, plan C? Maybe not. They're probably just certain dimensional teams. But let's not think like this was just an easy cakewalk over a bad team. We beat a really, really great team, and it's exciting to see where this team's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the reason why we don't have to talk about why we're not talking about the reps right now. We don't care about what calls we did and didn't get because Patrick Mahomes erased those. We don't have to talk about the drops and the stupid stuff like that because our guys, unlike their guys, showed up in prime time. Our guys can erase mistakes. Their guys can't do that. They need things to be on schedule and to be in their favor if they're going to dominate games. They face a little bit of adversity right now. They're just not tough enough or not talented enough. And that's going to be their undoing in the playoffs because they know for sure there's one team out there that they can't beat, and that's Kansas City. And it's not because they're not prepared enough. It's not because, they're not smart enough or that the coaching isn't good enough. It's because they don't have enough talent. They don't have the talent necessary to discourage the Chiefs from what they do best.
Right. And one little thing that you kind of pointed out too was that, they had a fumble. They gave up a mistake on special teams. They didn't get that fourth down, that fourth and short. They made mistakes, and they still came out destroying this team. This Chiefs team is real. Don't bet against this team, or you will lose. That's what the Chiefs just said last night, and let's see how it. And then we got New England this week, and that's another game. But hell yeah, Butch. Any last comments?
Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes and Brittany on their upcoming child. Yay, they're going to be parents.
Oh yeah. That child is gonna realize how special his dad is in a little bit. Get excited for him or her to grow up and realize and experience that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you in a couple days. Peace.
We are dominant.